If you've ever been stressed inside a hypnosis session while your client is in front of you and you want to relieve that stress immediately, then definitely listen up because I have a breathwork practice for you that literally will just take 5 to 10 seconds and then it will ease off that feeling. So you're in the session and maybe something doesn't go as expected or something comes up that you don't really know how to deal with, or your tools that you've tried aren't fully working with your clients and you're feeling that pressure on yourself, right? So, what you want to do is this type of breathwork practice. Now, before I show it to you, I want to give you something extremely valuable by talking about proper breath mechanics, because most people do breathwork practices using the incorrect breathing practices, and they use the accessory muscles in their neck when they're breathing that looks like this. That's not really going to help you calm your system down. So let us talk about how to ensure that you are in the proper mechanics anyway. So, and you can do this even when you're in your sessions. No one is going to notice you doing this, because what you're going to do is you are going to notice and pay attention to the position of your spine. That's right. Our posture carries very, very significant information and is one of the ways we can regulate our nervous system. And so, what you want to do is when you're sitting in front of a client, place your attention on your sit bones and drive them down towards your seat. At the same time, thinking about pulling the crown of your head up to the ceiling. So, it's kind of like doing this pulling up motion from the crown of your head, and your sit bones are pressed down onto whatever it is that you're sitting on. This allows for your spine to lengthen. And when your spine is lengthened and your posture is in a good position, like where I am now, this allows for your chest to expand rapidly. If you're like this hunched over in front of your client, or you're like really stressed out like this and your shoulders are up here because it's so stressful, that's not really conducive to proper breathing mechanics, right? So ass down, right on whatever it is you're sitting on, and crown up. That's what you think about. Ass pressing down and your crown up. Ass down, crown up. Just think about that during your session. This allows for your posture to lengthen and your spine to go up. And just by doing that, if you actually shifted, if you're doing this because you've been typing for a long time, or you're doing this because you're watching this from your phone, and you switch your posture, how did that feel? Did you feel more expansion in your lungs? If you did, then great, you just regulated there. Proprioception, or the position of where our body is in space, is one of the ways our nervous system regulates itself. So by just doing this completely simple practice, you are regulating your nervous system already, especially if you are intentional with it. So that was the super secret bonus that is not really the main meal of this video, but very important to have at first. So when you're in this good, nice, open posture now that is conducive to breathing, what you want to do is an exercise called the physiological sigh. Now, the physiological sigh is a practice where your exhales are going to be long and you're going to inhale twice through your nose. Your exhales can be either through your nose or your mouth, but your inhales are definitely going to be through your nose, and your exhales can be through your mouth. Personally, I prefer through the mouth for exhales, but up to you. Right now, because you're watching this, you want to practice this so that when you do get to your sessions, then you can just do this automatically. But first, definitely practice this using proper breathing mechanics. So what you're going to do is take a deep breath in through your nose, and then take another slurp of inhale in through your nose, and then slowly exhale through your mouth or your nose. And I'm going to demonstrate it first. And really, first, before I demonstrate it, I want to show you first what not to do. Like I said earlier, look at my muscles here. This is my sternocleidomastoid, and avoid doing this. you can see that these muscles are engaged, right? You can see that. If these muscles are engaged, these muscles are involved with a fight or flight response. So if you force your breath in, like most people, if I ask them to take a deep breath, they do this. What you've just done there is actually activate your sympathetic nervous system. So when you inhale, be mindful of the state of your body. Right now, again, ass down, crown up, have that posture, and you're going to breathe how it's natural. You're not going to force anything. Deep breaths don't mean like I've just like literally opened my eyes and made myself go into a sympathetic nervous system state. That is why some breathwork practices don't work for people, because they don't have the proper breathing mechanics. So that is the first thing that you don't want to do. So notice yourself, go and look at yourself in the mirror as you're doing this. But this is what it needs to look like. So again, 2 inhales in, one bigger one at first, another gulp of inhale, and then exhale through your mouth. Okay. So now I'm going to demonstrate it. As you can see, you probably didn't see me do anything, but I did it exactly how I said. So inhale in, and then another inhale in, and an exhale through the mouth. As you can see, my shoulders barely did anything. My neck barely did anything. Maybe it moved like slightly, but not overly engaged like that, right? This is what you want. So you want to practice this first. You want to practice breathing mechanics first, and you just want to inhale and exhale. Practice that first and make sure that these muscles don't engage, your traps and shoulders don't get engaged, and really you're feeling the natural expansion of your lungs. So you definitely want to practice that first. This can be quite difficult if you have a dysregulated nervous system and you haven't really fully attuned to your body yet. Even though we're hypnotherapists and coaches, we tend to get into dysregulation and sometimes we don't notice it happening. And if we have a hard time disengaging these muscles and we feel that it's really difficult to breathe, we might be stuck in these survival mechanism states without really knowing, because I didn't for years. I didn't know that I was stuck in these states. So by just noticing your breath patterns, looking at it in the mirror, are you struggling to breathe like that, right? Using these accessory muscles is a sign that we're more likely in the sympathetic nervous system state. Having said that, practice this every day. Like look at yourself in the mirror. It doesn't have to take long. You can literally take 2 to 3 minutes to try this and watch yourself breathe. Obviously, the chest expanding is quite normal. So this is the type of breathing that you want, but not this. Like I'm overly engaging my muscles and really that can reactivate or make worse the fight or flight response. So again, that breathing practice is inhale in and another inhale in and an exhale out. Making sure that that exhale length is longer than the inhales. And just by doing that, I can feel my body relaxing. And so once you practice this, you want to practice this every single day until you can notice and be a pro at breathing effectively. And then that way, when you go into your client sessions, you're in that session and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. This is so unexpected. I don't know how to fix my client's problem, which is not your job anyway, by the way. You're in like this, you can easily just remember, Ass down, crown up. Gather yourself, and then carry on. You will find a lot of mental clarity with that. You will find your body relaxing into it, which then can make you be more present with your clients, which are where the results lie. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions at all, let me know, and I will see you soon.